be me. 26-year-old software developer, decent job, live in a modest apartment, drive a 2015 Honda Civic. Been single for a while because dating apps are a hellscape, but finally matched with this girl named Jessica. She's 25, works in marketing. Profile says she values genuine connection and authenticity over materialism. Her bio literally says, looking for real love, not someone to fund my lifestyle. Figure this is promising, swipe right, we match immediately. Start chatting and she seems cool at first. Talks about her love for hiking, reading, spending time with family, all normal stuff. We joke around, conversation flows naturally. She laughs at my dumb programmer jokes. After a week of texting, she suggests we meet for coffee. I agree, and we set up a date at this local cafe near downtown. Show up on time, she's already there looking nice, smiles when she sees me. Sit down and order coffee. Conversation is actually pretty good. She asks about my job, and I tell her I'm a software developer. Her eyes light up immediately. Oh wow, that must pay really well. Software developers make bank, right? I kind of deflect and say it pays the bills, nothing crazy. She keeps pushing though, asking about the company, if it's a big tech firm, what the benefits are like. I'm trying to steer conversation back to normal getting to know you stuff, but she's laser focused on my career. Finally she asks, so do you own your place or rent? Tell her I rent a 1-bedroom apartment. She makes this face like I just told her I live in a cardboard box. Oh, you rent. I thought software developers could afford to buy by your age. I explain that housing prices are insane and I'm saving up but not in a rush. She nods but seems disappointed, then asks what car I drive. Tell her a Honda Civic, reliable and good on gas. She actually laughs. A Civic? My brother drives a Civic. I thought you'd have something nicer for your job. I'm starting to get annoyed but try to stay polite. Mention that I prefer to save money rather than blow it on a fancy car. She goes quiet for a minute, then changes tactics. Starts talking about her dreams and aspirations. Wants to travel the world, experience luxury, live her best life. All fine and normal until she says, I just need to find a partner who can make those dreams possible, you know? I ask what she means and she gets all defensive. I'm not a gold digger if that's what you're implying. I just think partners should support each other's goals. Fair enough, I guess. So I ask about her goals and how she's working toward them. She talks about her marketing job, but admits it doesn't pay great. Says she's waiting to find the right relationship before making big life decisions. Date ends kind of awkwardly, and I'm not sure if there will be a second one. She texts me that night, though, saying she had fun and wants to see me again. I figure maybe I'm overthinking it. Everyone has quirks, so I agree to another date. She suggests this upscale Italian restaurant downtown. I look it up and entrees are like $40 minimum. Suggest maybe we do something more casual since we're still getting to know each other. She sends back, I thought you had a good job though. It's just dinner. Red flags are waving, but I'm an idiot, so I agree. Show up to the restaurant and she's dressed to the nines. I'm in nice jeans and a button-up, feeling underdressed suddenly. We sit down and she immediately orders the most expensive wine on the menu. Doesn't even ask if I want to share it, just orders it. I'm mentally calculating how much this night is going to cost. She orders an appetizer, the priciest entree, and mentions she wants dessert too. I order a mid-range pasta dish in the water. She gives me this look like I'm being cheap. During dinner, she starts asking more invasive questions. So what's your actual salary, like ballpark? I tell her that's kind of personal for a second date. She rolls her eyes and says, I'm just trying to see if we're compatible long-term. Financial compatibility is important. I counter that financial compatibility is about values and habits, not raw salary numbers. She's not having it though, keeps pressing. Come on, are you making 6 figures or not? I'm making decent money, but not 6 figures yet. Tell her I'm comfortable, but not rich. She visibly deflates at this news. Starts asking about my career trajectory, when I expect to make more if I'm pursuing promotions. I explain I like my current role and am not super ambitious about climbing the corporate ladder. She looks genuinely upset by this. So you're just going to stay at the same level forever? Don't you want more? I explain that I value work-life balance over constantly chasing raises and promotions. She shakes her head like I'm speaking a foreign language. That's such a limited mindset. You should want to provide the best life possible for your future family. The bill comes and it's $215. She doesn't even reach for her purse, just sits there expectantly. I pay it, but I'm internally screaming. Outside, she kisses my cheek and says, thanks for dinner, babe. You're so generous. drives away in her leased BMW that she mentioned is technically in her dad's name. I drive home in my Civic, wondering what the hell just happened. Next day she texts, asking when we can go out again. Suggests a concert for this weekend, sends me the ticket link. Tickets are $150 each. I tell her that's out of my budget right now. She sends back, I thought you were financially stable, it's just a concert. I explain that financially stable doesn't mean unlimited discretionary spending. She goes on this rant about how men should be willing to invest in relationships and create experiences. I'm done at this point, but morbidly curious how far this will go. Tell her I can do the concert, but we need to split the cost. She loses it. Splitting? Are you serious right now? What kind of man makes a woman pay for dates? I respond that equal partners split expenses or take turns treating each other. She says that's broke boy mentality and she deserves to be treated like a queen. Sends me a whole paragraph about traditional gender roles and how men are providers. I point out that her profile said she didn't want someone to fund her lifestyle. She backpedals hard. That's not what I meant. I don't want someone to fund my lifestyle. I want someone who can afford to date me properly. There's a difference between being a gold digger and having standards. I ask what her standards are exactly. She sends me a literal list. Must make 6 figures, own property or be actively purchasing, drive a recent model car, be able to afford regular nice dinners and trips, also must be ambitious and constantly working toward promotions and raises, must be willing to eventually support her if she wants to quit work to focus on personal projects. I screenshot this and send it to my buddy, Marcus. He responds immediately, bro run. But I'm in too deep now, this is entertaining. Text her back asking what she brings to the table. She sends back, I bring myself, my beauty, my personality, my companionship. Plus I'm traditional, so I'll cook and clean, but only once we're serious and living together. I ask if she expects to live together before marriage, and she says obviously. Asks when I'm planning to upgrade from my apartment to a house. Tell her I'm probably 5 to 7 years from buying a house. She responds, 7 years? I'll be 32 by then. I need to be settled before 30. I'm confused about how her timeline is my responsibility. She explains that she's dating with intention and needs a man who's ready to provide the life she deserves now. I mentioned she could work on her own career and financial goals. She says she's been grinding in marketing for 3 years and is tired of struggling. Wants to find a partner so she can focus on becoming an influencer and building her brand. Asks if I'd be supportive of her influencer dreams. I say sure, everyone needs hobbies. She freaks out. It's not a hobby, it's a career path. I just need startup capital and time to dedicate to it. I ask how much startup capital. She estimates $20,000 to $30,000 for equipment, wardrobe, travel for content. Plus she'd need to quit her job to focus on it full time. I'm doing math in my head and this is insane. Tell her that sounds like something she should save up for and plan carefully. She says that's why she needs a partner who believes in her and can invest in their shared future. I point out we've been on 2 dates. She says, I know, but I can tell you're not serious about this. You don't have the provider mindset I need. I agree that I'm probably not what she's looking for. She asks one more question before we end this. Can you just send me a pay stub so I know what I'm walking away from? I legitimately think she's joking at first. She's not joking. I just want to see if you were lying about your salary. It would help me understand if this was worth my time. I tell her absolutely not. That's insane. She calls me defensive and says she's just trying to make informed decisions. I block her number and think that's the end of it. Spoiler alert, it's not the end of it. 2 days later, my buddy Marcus texts me. Dude, Jessica messaged me on Instagram asking about your finances. I'm mortified. Apparently she found him through my tagged photos and sent him a DM. She asked if he knows what I make and if I'm actually financially stable or just pretending. Marcus told her to leave him alone and blocked her. I check my Instagram and she's viewed all my stories. Then she finds my LinkedIn, sends me a connection request on LinkedIn. I ignore it, but she messages me anyway through InMail. Hey, I know things ended badly, but I've been thinking about us and I think we could work if you're willing to step up. I saw you work at TechCorp. I looked up salary ranges and you should be making more than you said. Were you lying about your salary? Because if you actually make what Glassdoor says, then we should talk. I report the message and block her on LinkedIn too. Think it's over now, but Jessica is persistent. She somehow gets my email, probably from my LinkedIn before I blocked her. Sends me this long email about how she's had time to reflect and she realizes she came on too strong. Says she's willing to compromise on some of her standards if I'm willing to work on being more ambitious. Suggests I read some books about wealth mindset and entrepreneurship. Offers to send me her favorite personal finance gurus to follow. Ends the email with, "I believe in your potential, even if you don't see it yet." I don't respond, but she sends 2 more emails that week. One is about a job opening at her friend's tech startup that pays more than my current job, includes the whole job description, and suggests I apply. The other email is her explaining her 5-year plan and where I would fit into it. Year 1 is dating and me working on increasing income. Year 2 is moving in together to save money, preferably into a property I purchase. Year 3 is engagement and her quitting her job to pursue influencing full-time. Year 4 is wedding and honeymoon. She's already got destinations picked out. Year 5 is starting a family and buying a larger house. I finally respond to tell her to please stop contacting me. She sends back, "You're making a huge mistake. I'm a catch, and you're letting your scarcity mindset ruin a good thing." I don't respond again, and she sends 3 more emails over the next week. Each one is about how she's dating other guys now, but none of them measure up to me. Mentions she went on a date with a lawyer who makes great money but has no personality. Another date with a doctor who owns property but is divorced with kids. Keeps comparing them to me and how if I just had more ambition, we'd be perfect together. Week later, Marcus texts me again. "Bro, she found my girlfriend on Instagram and DM'd her asking about you. Jessica apparently asked Marcus's girlfriend Emma if she knows about my finances. Also asked if I'm secretly rich and just pretending to be modest. Emma told her to get lost and blocked her immediately. I'm beyond creeped out at this point. This is borderline stalking. Decide to check if she's tried contacting anyone else I know. Turns out she DM'd my sister on Facebook. My sister shows me the messages and they're wild. Jessica introduced herself as someone I dated and said she's worried about me. Told my sister that I seem to have limiting beliefs about money and success. Asked if my family tried to instill better values about ambition and providing. My sister told her to lose my family's contact information and blocked her. Finally report Jessica to the dating app for harassment. They remove her profile, but she just makes a new one. I know it's her because she uses similar photos, and the bio is almost identical. This time it says, "Successful marketing professional seeking equally successful partner, must have ambition and means." At least she's being upfront now, I guess. Few weeks pass, and I think I'm finally free. I'm out with Marcus and Emma at a bar having drinks. We're laughing about the whole Jessica situation because time has made it funny. Emma is telling this story about how aggressive the DM was. I glance over toward the bar and Jessica is there. She's on a date with some dude in an expensive suit. I try to avoid eye contact, but she sees me. Her face goes through like 5 emotions in 2 seconds. She excuses herself from her date and walks over to our table. "Jake, what a coincidence. How have you been?" I'm polite but cold, say I'm fine, and try to end the conversation. She's not leaving though, stands there awkwardly. Marcus and Emma are both staring at her, recognizing her from the photos. Her date comes over looking confused. "Jessica, is everything okay?" She introduces me as an old friend and he shakes my hand. His watch is a Rolex and his suit is definitely custom. I can see Jessica doing mental calculations. The guy, his name is Brandon, seems nice enough, asks how we know each other. Before I can answer, Jessica jumps in. "We actually dated briefly, but Jake wasn't ready for something serious." Brandon looks uncomfortable, and I'm ready to die. I correct her and say we went on 2 dates months ago. Jessica laughs this fake laugh and touches Brandon's arm. "Well, it was long enough for me to see we wanted different things. I need someone ambitious." Brandon is clearly picking up on weird vibes and suggests they get back to their table. As they walk away, Jessica turns back and mouths, "You missed out at me." Marcus immediately says, "That was the most insane thing I've ever witnessed." I'm ready to leave, but then Brandon comes back to our table alone. He apologizes for the awkwardness and asks if he can talk to me for a second. I'm confused, but agree, and we step outside. He seems really uncomfortable and finally just asks, "Look, man, I need to know, is she crazy?" I pause because I don't want to trash talk her, but also this guy deserves a warning. He explains that this is their 3rd date and she's already asked about his salary, investment portfolio, and property holdings. I tell him about my experience, the Paystub request, the stalking, all of it. His eyes get wider and wider as I talk. He pulls out his phone and shows me messages from Jessica. She sent him links to houses in nice neighborhoods, asking which ones he likes. Also sent him a Pinterest board titled Our Future with wedding stuff and baby names. This is date 3 for them. He thanks me profusely and says he's going to end things immediately. We go back inside and Brandon goes to their table. I can't hear the conversation, but I see Jessica's face change from flirty to angry. She stands up and her voice gets loud. "You talked to Jake? Are you serious right now?" The whole bar is watching at this point. Brandon stays calm and just puts money on the table and leaves. Jessica stands there fuming, then grabs her purse and storms over to me. "You ruined this for me. Brandon was perfect, and you poisoned him against me." I tell her I just answered his questions honestly. She's yelling now about how I'm sabotaging her because I can't handle that she has standards. Emma stands up and tells Jessica to back off or she's calling security. Jessica turns on Emma. "You're with Marcus. You settled for average when you could have had more." Emma laughs in her face and says she's perfectly happy. Security does come over and asks Jessica to leave. She's making a scene yelling about how all the men here are intimidated by a woman who knows what she wants. Demands to know why wanting financial stability in a partner makes her a villain. Security escorts her out while she's still yelling. The bar is dead silent for a moment, then everyone just goes back to their conversations. Marcus flags down the bartender and orders us shots. That was better than any TV show I've ever watched. The story spreads through our friend group fast. Turns out Jessica has been on dates with 3 other guys we know. My friend Tom went out with her a month before I did. Said she asked about his credit score on the first date. Another guy, Kevin, said she wanted to see his apartment before agreeing to a second date. And another friend of a friend said she made him fill out a questionnaire about his finances and goals. We're all comparing notes and realizing she's been systematically dating through our social circle. A couple days later, I get a message request on Facebook. It's from Jessica's friend, someone named Amanda. She apologizes for reaching out but says she needs to tell me something. Apparently, Jessica has been bragging to her friends about her strategy. Amanda says she felt sick listening to it and needed to warn people. Jessica apparently treats dating like a job interview and has a whole scoring system. Amanda sends me screenshots of their group chat. It's disgusting. Jessica rates guys based on salary, property ownership, car, job title, and ambition level. Anyone under a certain score gets dropped immediately. She has a whole manifesto about how women deserve to be provided for and shouldn't settle. Talks about how she's getting older and needs to secure her future before her looks fade. Refers to dating as auditioning applicants for the position of husband. Her friends in the chat are cheering her on, calling her a queen. But Amanda also sends screenshots of Jessica complaining about being single. She doesn't understand why men ghost her after a few dates. Thinks men are intimidated by successful women with standards. Her friends keep validating her behavior instead of being honest. Amanda says she tried to tell Jessica she's going about this wrong but got kicked from the group chat. Now Amanda is warning guys in the area about Jessica's behavior. I thank Amanda for the heads up and ask why she's doing this. She says because Jessica used to be her best friend before this started. 3 years ago, Jessica was normal, had realistic expectations, dated for connection. Then she got into this online community of women who preach high-value dating strategies. They convinced her that settling for anything less than rich means accepting failure. Amanda watched her friend transform into someone she doesn't recognize. Says Jessica lost her last boyfriend because she kept pressuring him to make more money. I feel kind of bad for Jessica now. She's been radicalized by grifters online. But also she's an adult making choices and harassing people. Amanda agrees and says she's done trying to save Jessica from herself. She just wants to warn people so they don't waste time like I did. I appreciate the closure, and we end the conversation. Months go by and I barely think about Jessica anymore. I'm dating someone new. Her name is Rachel, and she's genuinely awesome. We met through mutual friends, both make similar modest incomes, split everything fairly. She drives an older Toyota and lives with a roommate to save money. We do cheap dates, cook together, watch movies at home, and it's great. I'm actually happy and not stressed about money or performance. One day, Rachel and I are at Target, and I see Jessica in the checkout line. She looks tired and is buying groceries alone. I try to avoid her, but Rachel needs something from that aisle. Jessica sees me and her face goes through emotions again. Then she sees Rachel and I can see her judging. Rachel is in yoga pants and a hoodie, no makeup, just natural. Jessica comes over anyway. Jake, long time no see, is this your girlfriend? I introduce Rachel and Jessica looks her up and down. That's nice, you two seem comfortable with each other. The way she says comfortable sounds like an insult. Rachel just smiles and says, yes, we're very happy. Jessica asks what Rachel does for work. Rachel says she's an elementary school teacher. Jessica's face does this thing where she's trying not to smirk. Oh, how sweet. Teaching is such a noble profession, even if it doesn't pay well. Rachel handles it gracefully and says she loves her job and finds it fulfilling. Jessica nods patronizingly and turns to me. So, Jake, did you ever work on that ambition problem? I tell her I'm exactly where I want to be and couldn't be happier. She laughs this bitter laugh. Well, you two are perfect for each other then, both settling for mediocrity. Rachel's smile drops and she's about to say something, but I squeeze her hand. I look at Jessica and just say it. I'd rather be happy with someone who values me than miserable chasing someone's arbitrary standards of success. Jessica's face hardens. You'll regret settling when you're older and broke with no options. I respond that I'll be older with someone I love, and that's worth more than any bank account. Jessica scoffs and walks away. Rachel asks me in the car what that was about. I tell her the whole Jessica story and she's shocked. She asked for your pay stub? That's completely unhinged. We laugh about it, and Rachel says she's glad I dodged that bullet, mentions that she makes barely $40,000 as a teacher and hopes that's not a disappointment. I tell her money doesn't matter to me. I care about who she is as a person. She smiles and says that's exactly how relationships should work. A few weeks later, Amanda messages me again, asks if I've seen Jessica's new social media. I check it out, and Jessica has rebranded as a dating coach. She's selling courses on how to attract high-value men, charges $200 for a 1-hour consultation. Her posts are all about not settling, knowing your worth, making men prove themselves. The comments are mostly other women eating it up, but some people calling out the toxicity. Her content is insane, talking about minimum salary requirements, testing men's generosity, never splitting bills. One post says if he doesn't own property by 30, he's a child, not a man. Another says a real man will invest in you financially before expecting commitment. She has like 3,000 followers now, all getting terrible dating advice. Amanda says she reported some of the content, but nothing happened. We both just hope these women figure it out before they ruin relationships like Jessica did. One of her posts goes semi-viral in dating discourse circles. It's about how she walked away from multiple men because they didn't meet her standards. Talks about me specifically without naming me, but it's obvious. I once dated a software developer who drove a Honda Civic and refused to invest in our future, dodged a bullet. The comments are split between women supporting her and men calling her out. One comment says, "You didn't dodge a bullet, you are the bullet." That comment has more likes than her original post. My friend group sees it and we're all laughing. Tom comments, "Hey, that sounds like the girl who asked about my credit score." Kevin comments, "Is this the questionnaire lady?" Other guys start commenting their experiences with her. Jessica deletes the post within an hour and blocks everyone. But screenshots are forever, and it's already been shared to multiple dating advice subreddits. She becomes a mini meme for a few days as Paystub Girl. Rachel thinks the whole thing is hilarious. She shows it to her teacher friends and they're all shocked. One of them says she knows someone who paid for Jessica's dating course. Apparently the course is just Jessica ranting about her standards for an hour. No actual advice, just validation for having unrealistic expectations. The friend demanded a refund and Jessica blocked her. Multiple women are now asking for refunds and Jessica's course is getting terrible reviews. Last I heard, Jessica deleted all her social media and disappeared. Amanda says she moved back to her hometown and is apparently in therapy. I hope she actually works on herself and figures out that relationships aren't transactions. But honestly, I don't think about her much anymore. I'm too busy being happy with Rachel, planning camping trips and cooking dinner together. We split a cheap bottle of wine and watch stupid movies, and it's perfect. My face when I realized that someone wanting your pay stub on the second date isn't looking for love. They're looking for a transaction. That face when you dodge a bullet so hard it circles the earth and becomes a meme about dating standards gone wrong.